Hello there, my fellow freedom fighters. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Wartales, episode 15, the final episode for Tiltren. If I guess I'm gonna go ahead and... Ooh, worrisome delay. So the worrisome delay is investigating the missing rookie thief. I was trying to do sense this is death. Warn the convicted man's friends north of the nearby lake. Okay, so let's go warn them.
One of our new... He probably just got delayed. Oh, caught red-handed on his first try. I never should have recruited a simple farmer. He just doesn't have it in him. He cannot hang by my fault. Pack it up, lads. We are leaving. As for you, come and meet me at the farm. We could do with your help.
So these are the refugees squaring off against the local police force, and we'll see how this shakes out. So we've got refugees versus farmers. Big battle going on.
Release the refugee immediately.
But you brought bandits, mercenaries. Are you willing to let them slaughter us to save a thief?
He's just a desperate farmer. Let him go, and no harm will come to you.
Who's to say you won't be back in a few days to plunder our supplies? No, we won't let any of you leave.
Very well. Have at you.
So she's trying to stop the villagers from hanging him from stealing food, and
mercenaries, whatever those thieves promised you, I can pay you much more to defend us. We'll even forget you were ever involved in this.
So it's a bandit ringleader. She's a bandit, but she's trying to prevent a farmer that she conscripted to steal food from being hung. And then the village chief that won't let it go and wants to hang the farmer for stealing food. And you guys can decide who to side with. This isn't the... So I will also... Minor spoiler, so I'll turn blue for the duration of the spoiler. This is not the final decision of the fate of Tiltren. This is the last stage before the final decision. Just figured I would clarify that. Alright, we are siding, surprisingly, with the refugees. So I am going to attack the village chief. But the rewards are a bit different. So one is a bar of soap, and one is the adjustable straps. But either way, it is the remaining 20 points towards the fate of Tiltren. So the one that needs to stay alive is this unit here. So putting them out of harm's way would be ideal. So we've got the village chief here, and the village chief is inspiring everyone, allowing them to move really fast. So it'd be really good for me to lock him down early. Roy or Helga would be probably suited for that. Oh, come on. I hate when the battlefield doesn't allow me to move units more easily. So can she reach? Yeah, she can reach. Good. The first one that acts is actually this lieutenant. And then after this foot soldier, so they have a bunch of foot soldiers back here that will act. So what I could do is I could have shield engage this lieutenant, allowing these foot soldiers to come in. Which means that if I'm doing that, I want Straya and Jazz over there, so that shield tanks and Straya and Jazz support. Turtle being here is fine, because Turtle can run in and start whirlwinding. Isbeth, you should stay probably out of this. So I'm going to put Cathanon inside the wall, because once the battle starts, this is going to be a wall that will be relatively impassable. So Cathanon will be able to engage the phalanx soldier. And then we have Helga, Diamond, Roy, and this hoodlum. I'm going to say this hoodlum and Isbeth just like kind of stay out of it. So I think we have a good strategy here. So we'll open by engaging this lieutenant. And this lieutenant's abilities is armor crushing. So it's not ideal for shield to go up against him, but I don't really want anyone to get crushed. So, you know, it's the best of the choices. Ooh, open with a crit. Not bad. Alright, so the next foot soldier, if you take a look at his movement path, this acts as a wall, and that's true of all these soldiers. So these 3 soldiers I don't need to worry about for the time being. So the best thing I can do is to close in on the village leader and remove that movement speed bonus so that the village leader can't rapidly accelerate everyone else. So they can't catch up, and I've got more time to deal with it. Oh boy, and Helga is going for the head. The village leader did have a special hat to get a retaliation, but he's dead. Very dead. Helga doesn't leave survivors. She really likes to kill people. Alright. One thing I could do with Straya is set up a spear wall in the entryway. But in order to do that, I probably want to save up some more valor points. So I think what I'm going to do instead is to have Jazz stand next to stand here so that I get a valor point standing next to Straya and start supporting shield by killing this lieutenant. Okay, yep, that will do it. We're galvanized. Now these guys are going to take a lot longer to get inside because their movement speed bonuses are gone. Turtle. You probably can't reach this falling soldier, but all the same, let's spin. Ooh, another crit. Hot damn. So this repairs your gear, yes. And I can have shield pass over that, waiting for the other enemies to come in. And I'm going to have Straya just, like, stand here for another valor point. Because I have time before those other enemies enter the fight at all. Die? I'm sorry to put you back down here, because I really don't need any support from this side. I should have put more people in the west. So Turtle's destabilized, meaning no armor. That doesn't bother Kath. Kath can do that too. 2 can play at that game. Vicious. Down goes another one. And Roy is pointlessly deployed over here as well. I just wanted to make sure that the leader was taken care of. That needs to survive, but she is, like, well overguarded, obviously. And there's no way for her to get in any trouble because she's so far away from the fight. Unless she steps on the bear trap. Please don't do that. Please, for the love of God, don't jump on the bear trap for no reason. So, repairing Shield's armor a little bit. And they're just going to chill here. We're just going to wait for the other enemies to come in. Ooh. Kath is taking no prisoners. Just like Helga, just cutting through them all. So if I wanted to be really awful to these enemies, I would put Straya right here with a spear wall so that nobody can come in. That would be mean, and I'm all for being mean. We might have the advantage, but we might as well just dunk on them. And then I can put Jazz right next to her. Hamstringing them. Ouch. So they can't close the distance very fast. Pretty brutal. He stopped short. That's funny. Is there anything else to pick up out here? There's a bear trap. Immunity oil? Yeah, not really. So we'll just have everyone start to converge on the enemies. And if anything, maybe body block their rogue from being able to, like, get engaged. Not that I think she has any chance to die. She's very well protected. Yeah, as Guitar Lil in chat says, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. Or, you know, overkill. There's no kill like overkill. I was super convinced that she was going to jump on the bear trap. I mean, she has enough health that, like, it would take her from 34 to 30. It wouldn't kill her. But I was so sure that she was just like, bear trap? Sure, why not? I'll step on it. So if you take a look here, this phalanx soldier can't even get close, nor can this foot soldier, because of the pinning shots that Jazz has been putting in. So Jazz is sitting back going like shooting at their feet, and they can't get close, and if they do get close, they get murdered, which is hilarious. So Streya's just like, haha, spear wall, come at me. And she is murdering them as they approach, which is just hilarious. Who can get close enough to kill you? No one of my current cohort. So the closest I can get is Shield, so I'll have Shield rejoin. And Galvanize? So the Galvanize is a leadership ability as a result of being the captain, and for every person within the range, you get a valor point, a temporary valor point. So it's really useful if you have a bunch of people stacked together for a bunch of valor points. I feel like even spending the time to like move my people is worthless, because the people back here aren't even going to get a shot to do anything. Alright, let's end this. You got to skewer 2 people in this fight? You sure did. And I'm just making sure that I don't block pathing. So I'm like walking past them. Not that he's going to survive Helga. You know. There's no way. She has so many attack abilities using extra valor that she's hard. She's... yeah. Damage increased by 20% if this unit has no debuff. That's pretty nice helmet. We also have the really nice helmet of the Captain's Bicocket, which is enhanced visibility. Every time this unit is engaged by an enemy, they perform a attack of opportunity. So you touch me, I stab you, in other words. We also just got a bunch of experience. So let's put on some of those gear. Attack of opportunity might be nicest with Diamond, so that he can move about, run deep into combat, and anyone that touches him gets stabbed in the face. That works for me. And then his Ringler Coif can be handed down to Jazz. Not that Jazz can really benefit from it anymore. And then the other one, the coding, maybe is better for... So it's a bit of a debuff for Streya, but the advantage is, because she usually is too far away from being debuffed, because she doesn't engage in melee, that she will just constantly get the 20% bonus. So it's less garden armor, but her damage is going to go up as a result. So I think that's probably worth it. All right. Cool. We also have a bunch of levels up. So Die leveled up. And I'm going to have you guys make the choice here. So this is a level 5. So he can get Poisoned Weapon. Every time this unit attacks from behind, they apply 2 poisons. Or, number 2, after using a skill, deal 5 damage to the closest enemy within 4 meters. Or, Deadly Contract. At the end of each round, apply Fragility to the closest enemy for 1 round, which is damage taken by increased 30%. So, Backstabbing Poisons, Throwing Dagger, or making the closest person take more damage. Very, very nice abilities. And I'm going to give him Willpower Upgrade. For Straya, or for Jazz rather, Jazz is leveling up and will have the same similar choices. And I'm going to also do Willpower here. And then Shield leveled up as well. I'm going to do Willpower too. You saw how important, when Turtle was dying, how important the Willpower 15 is to prevent the first time that you would die from being killed. So, very strong. So you guys want the Instinctive Throw. Okay. The next one would be Shields. Let's choose Shield's ability. So Shield's ability is... Number 1, damage inflicted to armor increased by 35%. Number 2, as long as there is at least 2 enemies within 6 meters, this unit has protection, which damage is reduced by 30%. Or number 3, damage and critical hit increase 20% against units that have at least 1 debuff. So, break armor, tank better, or hit harder if they're debuffed. While we do that, I am going to check in with Isbeth.
Thank you for your help. Recruiting refugees seemed like a good idea at the time, but being desperate does not make them good thieves. Without your help, my mistake could have cost this poor soul dearly. Please accept this on behalf of our people. It's not much, but I hope you mercenaries will not be too disappointed. And now, to take these good people to the Haven.
So she gave me a bar of soap, which reduces suspicion gains during theft. Probably best for our lockpicker. And then the extra willpower I will give to Straya. Where did that trinket go? Seriously, where's that willpower trinket? How did I lose track of it? Where did it go? Oh, you know what? Wait, what? Went to the other slot. Oh, right. It's a backpack stat. Yeah. Never mind. Okay, so you guys wanted Shield to take on Opportunism, so he tanks better. I think that's smart. So when he's surrounded by enemies, he automatically gets protection. Pretty good. And then the last one was Jazz's. So here's the choices. Number 1 is Reinforce Arrows. Each time this unit lands a critical hit, apply bleeding. Number 2 is every 2 attacks apply vulnerability, so that the next attack is a guaranteed critical hit. That has some synergy with his current bow, but that's not necessarily true going to be for all of his bows. And number 3 is Beastmaster. Don't pick Beastmaster. I don't have animals, so that won't help. So bleeding arrows or vulnerability for guaranteed crit hits. And now at this point, the Fated Tiltren is at a fever pitch, and the sort of scenario for this zone is ready to be decided.
Stand back, peasants. These valuable commodities are only for those who can afford them.
Nice. Polearm. And a medium helmet. And a bunch of wood. Yeah, count me in. So, Straya, Here's an actual halberd rather than the pitchfork that you were wielding. Gonna be a little bit nicer. And critical hits gain deflection, which the next attack is less damage. Pretty nice. And then the helmet I actually wanted to give to you, even though you had the last purchased helmet. So the last purchased helmet, well, actually, while in... no. Roy, I'm going to give you this helmet. So, while engaged, this unit gains rage every time they attack. So that's 5% damage every time I'm engaged. And... actually, you know what? I'm going to switch Roy's helmet with Helga's helmet. Helga's way more likely to attack often for stacks. Well, actually, no. Helga's helmet is really good for the bleed stacks, though. To bleed the hell out of the enemy. I don't know. It's a tough call. Yeah, I'm going to give Helga the rage helmet because she's a berserker, and then I'll give Roy the bleed helmet, even though a bleeding doesn't make sense with a hammer, but like whatever, we can just pretend. So you guys are a little bit undecided between the reinforced arrows and the precision, so I can just leave it up until you until there's a tie break. There's no rush.
Stand back, peasants.
Do I seriously look like a peasant to you?
Stand back, peasants. These valuable commodities are only for those who can afford them.
Yeah, I'm wealthier than you. I don't know what you're insulting me for. So, now that we have the scenario 100%, you can see that I have to head over to the Haven to trigger the resolution of this zone. Okay, we are going to do precision. Won by a vote. Oops. There we go. Beans, mushrooms, sausage, and mutton stew with a little extra charcoal on the fire. Pretty nice. They're living the, I mean, I don't own tents yet, but they're living pretty happy here. Troop is growing. I can now appoint one of my companions as a second lieutenant. All right. These boars don't know the sharp end of the sword from the blunt one. How can I trust them if I can barely make it out each fight alive? So I'm just going to use medicine, but if I didn't have medicine on hand, Straya would demand, you know, more money. Which is... so sometimes you get negative consequences if you don't have freed up medicine. Who to become the next lieutenant? Surprised I have the option to have two. So, we got Turtle, Jazz, and it's also worth mentioning that the lieutenant role gains the tactical order. So allies around this unit gain orderly status, which is that they generate twice as much valor for the things that they do. So that's the bonus, the lieutenant bonus. So Turtle, Jazz, Diamond, Helga, Roy, or Straya. And you have until I get to the Haven to vote. So, kind of ignore that timer. Who's around the camp? So around the campfire would be Straya, Turtle, Helga, and Jazz. Everyone's Team Helga. Okay. All right. You don't need to twist my arm. There we go. Helga is our second lieutenant. And then she gains the bonus. Here is the most important poll of the entire stream. Coming up in just a second.
I've been waiting for you. As a matter of fact, we all have. After seeing everything you've done for us refugees, we've taken an important decision. This ruin will not be our haven. You have shown us that more than a roof over our heads, we need our dignity back. We will leave this forsaken place and demand that Stromcap treat us like the human beings we are. We will not back down. Please, come and support us in this, as you have in our previous endeavors.
So the reward for this is money, influence, and a border pass to get to a new zone. Do I have anything to sell?
Grant us victory.
Not really. I've also been meaning to try to do alchemy, and just really haven't had the chance. And does holding the banner have an effect? So when you, oh, I forgot to rename our company and everything. We are the Rhadamant. And we are going to bring in a gray banner with a wolf on it. Let's go with a white wolf. It has to be darker than that. Our black banner, white wolf. Which is lovely. And then the other thing that we can, the resolutions. So resolutions can be used to motivate your troop until the next rest. You can enable the resolutions during the same day. Each of the resolutions increase its cost. Each resolution reduces the cost of all unused resolutions. So until the next rest, your troop gathers more resources. Until the next rest, you pay closer attention to your surroundings for XP gain, knowledge XP gain. Experience gain in combat 30%, or carry capacity. And you use the banner to motivate by using influence. So I'm not too worried about that right now, but yeah. That's the banner advantage. So here, as you can see, Helga is holding the banner as we walk around on the map. And the banner would be used to activate one of those bonuses if we had use of it. So we're heading into Stromcap, and we're going to have to decide who to side with. So far, it's been pretty obvious. We've been mostly siding with the refugees, but whether you want to continue siding with the refugees or side with the town, side with the mayor, that will be up to you. So who to side with? Refugees or mayor? Like I said, the most important decision to be made now. And there's a fight right here. Maybe I can sneak in and do a little alchemy first, because we've been meaning to. So Straya, before we get into this, let's give you defensive oil. Prepare that. First class bonus, and I want to buy... can I buy fish oil from you?
My concoctions can heal the most grievous injuries.
I want to craft one of each for the bonus. So, an invigorating oil. And an energizing oil. Cool. So, the oils can be applied to a person's weapon. You know, at the... to improve defense or, whatever the... So defensive oil is every time a skill deals damage, 30% chance to reduce damage taken for 2 rounds. Energizing oil is increased damage, strength for 2 rounds, and then invigorating oil is dexterity for 2 rounds. So they're bonuses to be applied. But I mostly just did it because you guys wanted me to spend something in the apothecary table. So let's unlock pristine essence for giggles. So that is plague-ridden samples, vial, and fish oil. This sticky translucent essence is an essential component for brewing chemical oils. And then for the last point that I have in knowledge, I'll just decide myself. I will do... I will unlock the hitching post. You guys wanted me to side with refugees, so let's kick this off.
Might I interest you in my humble wares, my good sir?
The Lady Mayoress, she didn't want to hear it. But we won't give up. We're prepared to fight. Are you with us?
All right. Time to fight the government. So, I have leader aggression. So we have high crit hit chance as a result. Fergus is, of course, our leader, which feels bad because I'm kind of a captain. Why am I not the leader? But here is the mayor. She is increasing the movement speed, and she's also bow. So I'm probably going to want to get as close to her as possible, but she's pretty well surrounded by phalanx and soldiers. And there's a lot of enemy units. Probably the best route of attack. So, Mayor, you stand back. Now, the other thing is there's wounded units, because this is a fight in progress. So there's a wounded foot soldier and a wounded lieutenant over here. So the first thing that takes a turn is this lieutenant, who will kill the allied lieutenant. This lieutenant's really easy to kill, so that's not much of an issue. So what I want to do is I want to try to find someone that can... So Helga can almost get there. This lieutenant takes his turn next. So I'm going to have Helga rush this lieutenant, I think. This hoodlum is going to go help out over here. I'm going to ignore this side of the fight, because there's nothing else here. I don't need to be back there. Now, I don't want to have to run through fire to get to the enemy, so I'm not going to bother with these positions, except in the case of Jazz. Because Jazz could be positioned there, where Jazz can then just fire it at everybody willy-nilly, and those enemies would have to run through fire to counter him, which is honestly pretty good. So he could stand at the edge of the fire and start firing on them. I can have Die finish off these two dudes pretty early on as well. So that will be my second move. And then everybody else is going to rush the enemy. Okay, let's do it. Turn in red for this fight. And she has 2 stacks of rage already. That's scary. Let's just go for the kill. Alright, one lieutenant kills the other. And I'm hoping that hoodlum acts next to kill this lieutenant for free, because that's an AI hoodlum. Alright. Next turn, I said Diamond could potentially save the lives of both of these lieutenants. Oh god, but I would team kill that foot soldier. So I don't want to team kill. So instead, I will throw a torch. Oh, right! Because he automatically throws a knife. Never mind. Problem solved. You're alive, both of you. You're welcome. There's no real advantage to keeping them alive, but I thought it would be an interesting challenge, and yeah, no problem. So I want to move as close to this foot soldier. Oh, this foot soldier can make it all the way to me. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up 1 unit, so this foot soldier can't close all the way to me. Because diamond is not a good tank. And instead it goes to turtle, which is a better choice. Alright, next turn. Let's go ahead and pay back this foot soldier for striking turtle by throwing a spear into its face. And then bashing him over the head. Alright, it's almost dead. Nice. So then this lieutenant takes a turn, and I just saved its life. And then this lieutenant takes a turn afterwards. So this lieutenant's probably going to move to Roy, I'd imagine. Nice! See, it was worth saving her. Oh no, you're coming to shield? And turtle? No, that makes sense. You'll hit both. And turtle gets a little bit of a bleed. Shield's fine, though. Turtle's a little pissed that he just got whirlwinded. He's the one that's supposed to do the whirlwinding, so let's pay him back. And the advantage of this is it's going to be a guaranteed crit next because of vulnerability. Alright. I do still want to rush the Maris, so that is top of mind. And one way to do that, interestingly, is to push real close with Jazz, shoot the mare, and then recoil shot her backwards towards Helga. Pretty mean, but yeah, it's pretty effective. And then if this soldier wants to come to me, which he could, he has to set himself on fire, which I'm okay with. Helga's gonna love that? Yeah, absolutely. And to make sure she does, Roy, you come down here. And you reckless charge right there. Then you move a little north. And you kill the mayor. Oh, bye, mayor. What? Yeah, there's not much left of you. And now we're galvanized, and now this phalanx soldier can only barely reach Jazz, and I'm not too worried about that. In fact, Roy, do you? No, you don't have movements left. Okay. Yeah, the soldier didn't go to Jazz. I figured not. Normally, the AI chooses not to run across a giant field of fire. Normally. Alright, next turn is either Straya. Oh, God. Yeah. Straya. You're literally surrounded by fire. I forgot to move you at the start of the fight, so just stand there. And Kath, I can sneak you out of the fire, but I'm not even sure if you could join the fight in time. I definitely neglected them, which is a mistake. Not that it really matters, because this fight is all but over. Why did I even take... that was dumb. I should have killed this lieutenant. Obviously, that was the smarter move to do first. But oh well. Wow. Foot soldier that's on the brink of death. I think that's its second kill. Is there any healing for Turtle? Dai can heal Turtle. So maybe I'll have Turtle run to Dai, and Dai will patch Turtle up so he stops bleeding. Because that's a lot of bleed damage. 8 per turn is a little brutal. Not that I think he's going to die, actually, but let's stop the bleeding because we can. Alright, they have this foot soldier in front of Helga, and Helga is all sorts of ready to murder him. He's dead. The last one wants to run, but no. In fact, you were scared of fire? Here, have a torch. Oh, I threw a torch at his face. Alright, Helga's gonna back up, because Helga knows what Roy is gonna do next. And she doesn't want to be close to Roy when he does it. Which is this! Splat! And they're dead. Helga became a duelist. Cool. So we gained a whole bunch of gear that I'll take a look at in a minute. I'm not going to actually repair my stuff.
Any last words?
You've no right to be here. Stromcap is a free village that only belongs to its people. You're nothing but parasites, too cowardly to fight for your own land.
We're here because our land was burned down, because our craftsmen were drafted, because our families were starving. All we wanted was for you to welcome us in.
So, what are you going to do now? Kill all the villagers of Stromcap, don their clothes and seize their goods, sleep in their beds and replace our people with your own?
No, we only want the villagers to share. Had you done so in the first place, the situation would never have escalated. I will be the new mayor, whilst you and your supporters will be hanged. As for you, mercenaries, thank you for helping us in restoring the peace. As long as Edoran is torn by conflict, the new Council of Stromcap will welcome refugees with open arms. Claim your reward, and know that you will always be welcome here.
You have finished the Tiltren scenario. It's time to explore other regions. I gain crowns, influence, and a border pass to be able to get to new zones. Because he didn't kill anyone in town, it's all the same NPCs, so it's not like there was a clearinghouse where like all of the everyone was replaced. Repaired everything. And yeah, there's still a lot of stuff that we could craft, but I'm not crafting right now. Turtle leveled up. Let's give him willpower up to 15 for the saving throw against death. And then, taking a look at the gear I got. We have a hammer. Better than Roy's? No. We have armor, which is better than Roy's, so switch up. We've got that helmet. This is the same simulated coating helmet that we had before. I think this is the one Streya's wearing, but this one is a higher level, so we'll switch up to it. And I think those were all the gear that we got. Yeah. Okay, cool. Then, I think this is probably a good place to end the marathon. Having finished Tiltren County fully, and having a border pass to get to the next zone, which would be over here. I took this mission. Not that I'm going to fulfill it, but I took that mission because that leads to the next zone. I didn't, however, 100% complete Tiltren County. There's still locations not completed. Some of these, not necessarily in Tiltren County, but some of these are like hidden locations that you have to stumble upon or get treasure maps for. And then I haven't even discovered all the locations, but that's because I haven't gone out to the edge of the map in all directions. But having finished Tiltren County, I feel pretty good about ending at this point. Thank you for tuning in to Wartales, which originally streamed live on Twitch July 27th as a marathon. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that I'm relatively new to the game, and this was also streamed once as a marathon, meaning feedback cannot be incorporated. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, like this marathon, you can go to Rhadamant.com for my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams, as well as a link to Twitch. And if you would like to join my online gaming community as well, you can go to Rhadamant.com or a link in the description of this video to join Discord. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and those that turned out for the marathon, and also viewers like you that tuned in on YouTube and made it all the way to the credits. So thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream of mine. Farewell, my fellow mercenaries.